So, good morning or good night, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to another album review of the Shield Dude on a Couch. I'm your host Hector, and today we're talking about the brand new album by the band Messa, and it's called The Spin, and it's out this Friday on Metal Blade Records. It's their first record with that record label, and Messa is an Italian doom metal band, but every album they evolve, they bring like different sounds. For example, on their previous album they had more of like sounds from Africa and like different elements into the sound of doom that Messa plays. And on this one, The Spin, they decided to tackle more of like an 80s vibe type of music. So there's synths, there's like sultry sounds, there's some trumpet, so still sounding like Messa. So this album is 7 tracks, and it's called The Spin because everyone in the band loves motorcycles. So even the album artwork is it's part of like a wheel. So they put all of that in the record, and the album has some guest musicians. So Michelle Tedesco, she does trumpet on the song The Dress, and synth on the song Fire on the Roof is by Andrea Mantione. So, like I said, it's inspired by the 80s, and I talked to 2 of the members from Messa, and we talked more about this album. So I'll put this at the end of the video if you want to listen to that interview. So the album starts with Void Meridian. And this almost sounds like the start to a score of a movie. Think like John Carpenter 80s type of movie. That's how the beginning of this song starts. And then you have very like doom goth vibes. I thought of like a lot of bands from the 80s, maybe like The Cure meets Joy Division, but more doomy in that song. It's a great start to the record, and the vocalist's name is Sofia. She has an amazing voice, and I'll talk more about her voice on the next songs. So, the second track, At the Races, was also the first single that they released from this album. And this song picks up the pace a little bit. It starts more faster. It has some great guitar work. It has a tasty guitar solo, like in the middle of the track. This is like a 6-minute album song, and the song goes through peaks and valleys. It starts like faster, then it gets slower, more mid-pace, and Sofia delivers an amazing vocal performance. She has a very sultry, emotional voice that really goes well with these elements of 80s that they're doing in this album. So great track. The next track, Fire on the Roof, has that same start, and I love the chorus of this one. They're like it's very catchy, like fire on the roof, and it's very sultry as well. And this song has a very like hair metal type of guitar solo. I thought of like 80s like bands like Motley Crue, Dokken, and but in the Messa style. So that's a great track as well. Then you have a track that is more like the power ballad of the record with Immolation, which starts more like a soft piano, and Sofia's vocals shine. But then as the song progresses, it gets a little bit more heavier, but it is a power ballad nonetheless. And this is the halfway point of the record. Then you have 3 songs to end the record. And those 3 songs that are left, boy, oh boy, oh boy, did they leave the best for last. So the next track is called The Dress, which is the second single that they released from this album. It's the second longest track on the record at 8 minutes and 15 seconds. And this is my favorite track on the whole record. It's a very sultry, almost doomy jazz type of number. This one is the song that features that amazing trumpet solo in the middle of the track. because the song it gets faster, but it slows down, and in the middle, it has that trumpet, that sultry vibe. Like you would be listening to this at a lounge, just enjoying some drinks and listening to this great track. And again, Sofia's vocals on this one are one of the best on the record. I really love this track, and at the end, the drumming near the end gets very like intense, and like it ends the track on a very like high note, which is great. And then you have the song Reveal, which is almost it should have been almost the ending song, because there's a part on the chorus that it says like the end. So it's very epic. I'm like, yeah, but this is not the end. There's one more song. And this one, the interesting thing about this track is the track starts as a bluegrass type of song, like with the instruments that they use, and then it gets more heavy, more bluesy at times. So it's a great way to like have some different elements, but when it gets heavy, and that chorus is just hypnotic. So the last track on the record is called Thicker Blood. It's the longest track on the record at 8 minutes and 45 seconds. And this one, it takes its time to the build up, but it has some of the more heavier guitars on the whole record. And at the end, Sofia does like a very like evil scream that it's almost it's the harshest vocals on the record at the end, and it ends this record, like on a high note. Like this is an amazing record by Messa. And what I like about this band is that they can, on every record, they experiment and sound different, but they still keep that element that makes them Messa. And the guitars here are beautiful, bass lines, the drumming, the vocals, everything matches so well. So I believe this is a band that is destined. They're getting bigger, and I can see why there's such a buzz with this band, because they're that good. And yeah, they're now signed to Metal Blade Records. So if you want to know more about this album, I did talk with two of the members from this band. I believe it's the guitar player and the bass player, if I'm not mistaken. And we talk about the vibes of this album, like how they wanted to make a record that sounded like music from the 80s that they like, but with their touch on it. And I think, like I said, they succeeded. So yeah, this Friday, give Messa-The a spin, and tell me what are your favorite tracks from the record. And if you like, comment. Like if you like this video, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts, and share this with people who love music, so I can get to more people like yourself. And so if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, so you know when I'm uploading stuff to the channel. So until next time, couchers, this is Hector, the Shield Dude on a couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you and goodbye.